Welcome back to M7 Adventures. Today, I want to shoot a video about doing an oil analysis test on my wife's 2019 Ford Flex. It is December 30th, 2023. And the oil was last changed first part of March of this year. So we're looking at just almost exactly 10 months. I'm using AMSOIL Signature Series, which they advertise here as up to 25,000 miles protection or 1 year. The 2019 Ford Flex uses 5W-20. Again, this is the Signature Series oil. I'm just really interested in doing a test on the time frame. They're talking about 25,000 miles, which I don't want to say I'm skeptical of, but that's a long time to stretch oil. Now, they do give the disclaimer of up to 1 year, which, you know, understanding the seasons and especially here in Michigan, you know, you get cold winters and you get, you know, fairly warm summers. You know, you definitely don't want condensation buildup in the engine from short driving, which we live in a small city. Most of our driving is just a couple of miles, shut the engine off, couple miles, shut the engine off. So that being the case, you do want to be careful with trying to push the full 25,000 miles when, especially in the winter time, you start an engine, don't warm it all the way up, and then, you know, you can get condensation in the crankcase, which of course, you know, is a concern. So that being the case, the oil was changed in early March of this year, 10 months. And we've gone 9,800 and where's the figure? 9,876 miles as of today. Now, the change oil light on the Flex just came on in the last week. So, you know, according to keeping track of time, and who knows what the parameters are that the vehicle thinks it's keeping track of, time and temperature and how hard the engines run, RPMs. I really don't know what all the factors are, but it's really advising me to change the oil at approximately 9,500 miles this time, depending on, you know, my wife's usage this year. So that being the case, I'm just really interested in doing an oil analysis. So I purchased a kit from AMSOIL, from Oil Analyzers. I've got this little pump that I've picked up also from AMSOIL to take a sample. I'm going to do that today, and then we'll send it in and just check and see what the recommendations are based on the usage of this oil this year, and are there any contaminants, or how much is the oil broken down, and you know, there's 74,128 miles on the engine. It's always had synthetic oil. Now, the last two usages, it has had Signature Series AMSOIL, and just want to run a test. So stick with me, and we'll do an analysis. So here we are. I've got the dipstick removed here, and the instructions from the pump test kit say to mark the length of the dipstick and only insert the tube, the length of the dipstick, into down the dipstick tube, so that you should be measuring from approximately where the dipstick, the end of the dipstick goes down into the crankcase. So that being the case, that's what we're going to do here. Get this inserted down the dipstick tube. I've got it marked here at the length. So then you just keep the pump upright. There we go. We'll just pump some oil out of the reservoir there. Okay, starting to fill now. And you just want to fill the little tube that comes with the oil analyzers kit, you know, to almost full, without pulling too much. And there we go. So I'll pull, and we'll take this kit and put it together and send it out. Okay, so now filled out the information, the label, and just getting ready to send it out and see what the results are. So here's the sample. You saw me take this little sticker, comes in the package for the kit. Just the date the sample was taken, the component ID, which is whatever you choose to call the component. This is the 2019 Ford Flex. I bought the postage paid, prepaid postage kit. So this sticker comes right in the bag. So you just take the backing off and put it on this label. Filled out the information because this is the first time I've submitted a sample for this particular vehicle. You may remember the 1989 F-250 that I had. I did submit a sample for that last year, and there's a video on that. But just, you know, my name, component, then the secondary ID is this is the 3.5 liter V6 naturally aspirated. Testing date, mileage on the oil being tested, mileage on the vehicle, and then just that it's Signature Series 5W-20, and you know, there's a little see-through flap that you can put that piece of paper in there. And then now I'm just going to put some tape on this to make sure this doesn't come open in the mail. Put this in here and send it out. I've received my lubricant analysis report from Oil Analyzers Inc. That I told you that I ordered through AMSOIL. I've been looking forward to getting this document. It took about a week and a half, and that was a handful of days ago. And I just now got the chance to sit down and do a recording for my video. So I'm going to go over the document. What they do is they rate it from 0 to 4, 0 being lubricant is absolutely perfect. 1 being they still consider it normal. It's operating exactly the way it's supposed to. 2, they rate as beginning to see some abnormal either contaminants in the fluid or lack of additives that should be in the fluid. 3, getting worse, and 4, critical, hey, change this fluid right away. This particular fluid came back at a level 2, which is slightly abnormal, and there's a couple of reasons for that. So I'll go over this quickly here. And in the comments, what they said is the flag data does not indicate an immediate need for maintenance. So they don't believe that there's an immediate need for maintenance, but you know, we'll evaluate how we want to handle that ourselves. Continue to observe the trend and monitor equipment and fluid conditions. The base number is moderately low. As the base number depletes, the ability to neutralize acids is diminished. Silicone is at a moderate level, which they consider like a yellow on a green, yellow, red scale, and this is in the yellow. Silicone is at a moderate level. Silicone sources can be abrasives, dirt, alumina, silica, seals and gasket material, lube additive or lube supplement, which I haven't used any of that, and or environmental contaminant. Water may be present in the sample. Viscosity is slightly high, and they consider where this is in the green. So meaning if it was in the green, in my opinion, I would just, if that was the only concern, I would continue forward. But viscosity has started to rise just a little bit, and the causes for that include contamination, oxidation, or if I incorrectly identified, which I didn't, I verified that, or if there was a different viscosity oil added, which I didn't do because at 75,000 miles, that 2019 Ford Flex doesn't use or burn any oil. You put it on the fill line, it stays on the fill line still every time you check it. So, and it says the oil is suitable for continued use, resample, at whatever interval you've designed. So for my purposes, we've gone like I said, the approximate 9,500 miles on this oil, now more, because that was 2 weeks ago when I sent in the sample. So we're probably at, close to 10,000 miles. I personally am going to change the fluid at this point because if the silicone's getting at a moderate level, it says boron is at a moderate level. The base number's low, so it's losing its ability to neutralize acids, and the viscosity has increased slightly, probably through some oxidation is my guess. And though that's when you start to see, if you've ever taken the engine apart or seen a cover off an engine, you see that kind of varnish start to form from the fluid breaking down, which of course I don't want. The point of this isn't to try to make oil last 40,000 miles. The point of this for me is to get the best product, which I believe is AMSOIL Signature Series, to get the best product and to get the most life out of it without diminishing the performance of the fluid. So at this point, for my purposes, I'm not, business owner trying to get, equipment, and keep costs down and all that. Of course, everybody's concerned about cost. Everybody's concerned about, hey, if I could use the fluid for longer. But to me, almost 10,000 miles, and the fluid has performed well. The numbers are starting to show perhaps, some contamination, viscosity raising just a little bit, base number dropping. So I'm going to change the fluid, and I'm going to plan on using the light indicator in the vehicle, which goes off at 85 to 9,500 miles depending on usage, and we'll do a test again next time and see if it's comparable, or if it's better, or if it's worse. Now, this last time was the first time that I put AMSOIL into this vehicle. So before that, it had Motorcraft full synthetic for most of its life. That being the case, some of those figures that it say, there could be a little bit of residue from that previous fluid in there. So as we continue to use AMSOIL, there shouldn't be any other contaminants, so to speak, other than if there's wear. So I'm going to change the fluid. Hopefully this is helpful for you that may use AMSOIL or may be considering using AMSOIL. At 9,500 miles, maybe some slight startings of some either contaminants or whatever, and just want to get it changed out. But that is an oil that AMSOIL says can last up to a year and 20,000 miles. I made it 9,500. And those are my results. Obviously, results could be different given vehicles and given usages and all those factors. But thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out my independent AMSOIL webpage at m7synthetic.myamsoil.com. And have a great day, everybody.